Good morning, church. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. I want to just quickly begin by reiterating something Stuart said, and that is to thank you as a congregation and friends that have touched my family and I during this very difficult time. It has meant a lot to me, and I want you to know I do understand and appreciate that. So, 2 Corinthians states, each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. Now, all of you have heard this passage many times, especially on Consecration Sunday and other times when the church is reaching out, asking you for financial support. Legacy Sunday, however, is different. We are not asking for your help now, but urging you to consider helping our mission in the future. The way our budget is constructed, and most of you understand this, is that the yearly pledging and gifts go towards the general operation of the church. The salary of pastors and staff, supporting the music and family ministry programs, supporting our mission obligations, both locally and far-reaching, areas of poverty and desperation, are all supported by you, our faithful givers, on a yearly basis. What is outside the annual budget, not part of the annual budget, and under current circumstances not possible, are the larger capital projects that are so critically needed to keep our beautiful facility safe, secure, and in good shape. Projects which are listed in this handout, which you got this morning, such as the boiler and kitchen replacements, parking lot upgrades, cemetery upgrades, roof replacements, sidewalk repair, painting the sanctuary, the building of this stage, the new Mustard Seed Cooperative Garden Project, the prayer room right across the hall, and many others, are all possible by large and small bequests left to the church at the time when you all pass into paradise. Leaving a bequest designated for specific projects or general use by the church is a legacy gift that the leadership, through their prayer and wisdom, will certainly put to good use. These gifts are not used for the regular operations and programs of the church, as I had stated, but are set aside and designated for large projects that affect the facility's sustainability. It is not the amount of the gift that matters, but the spirit of the gift that is important. A gift that, with your passing, will be used so that generations going forward will benefit from your legacy, and you will be remembered as a benefactor of the church in honor of our God. My personal story concerns my generational involvement in the Salem church. My grandparents were married in that church in 1918. My father, brother, wife, and sister-in-law have all served as elders. I became an elder in that church at age 28 and still serving today. That's why I have the gray hair. Anyway, for 3 decades, a man came to church and sat in the first pew every Sunday. He was long a widower with no children. He wore the same tweed jacket every Sunday, spring, summer, winter, and fall. He promptly fell asleep as soon as the sermon started, and I mean exactly when the sermon started, only to be roused by the closing organ piece. He owned a local furniture store downtown and gave modestly to the church. He passed in the mid-1990s when our church was struggling, as all small churches do from time to time. We were notified by his attorney that we had been left a bequest in his will. Understanding his modest giving record over all those years and the fact that whenever the church bought appliances or furniture from him, we were given the 10% church discount, we didn't expect a large bequest when we were notified of this gift. Boy, we couldn't have been more wrong. Uncle Evan, as he was known and is known today, left the church under an established trust $8 million. We were to receive, going forward, 70% of the yearly earnings, and the other 30% of the earnings was to remain in the trust to increase the endowment. Today, the church, depending on market value at any given time, receives between $500,000 and $600,000 annually for this legacy gift. In my opinion, this bequest not only saved our church, but more importantly allowed us to establish the Lighthouse Youth Ministries, which built a community garden in the worst part of Salem. A later gift from the matriarch of the Campbell family allowed us to restore an adjacent vacant home into a community center. This project, which some of you have seen in person, is making a difference in Salem. It provides food, nutritional education, and most importantly, spiritual nourishment to the surrounding impoverished and troubled community. This gift is an example of what can be done with legacy giving. I encourage you to look up the Lighthouse website at www.lighthouseministryinc.org and see for yourselves the impact that this project has had to our church and the struggling community. In closing, I urge you to discuss as a family and with a financial planner the opportunities available to you to make a meaningful and impactful gift to this church. A gift that will enable this church to make a difference in the community it serves and to the glory of God. Our church matters, and to continue to serve our community faithfully, we need you. May God bless you in all ways. Thank you.